Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Fun Facts Daily. I'm your host Kyle Wood. Today we're going to be learning about candy. But before we get into those sweet facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. It's a scene many parents feel they know all too well. A child downs a cupcake or a handful of pieces of candy, and suddenly they're bouncing off the walls with uncontrollable energy. Parents have long said giving a child a sugary treat will give them a sugar high and lead to a burst of hyperactivity. This idea is so widespread, it's become a standard warning at children's parties and family gatherings. But is it true? Take some time to think about it. We'll get down to the facts at the end of this episode. Now, our word of the day. Today's word is confection. A confection is a dish or delicacy made with sweet ingredients. The word confection comes from the Latin word confectionum, which means a preparing or mixing. In its earliest use, it referred to the creation of medicinal preparations. It wasn't until the 16th century that the term began to be associated with the sweet treats we know and love today. Now for today's high five, our top 5 fun facts about candy. Number 1, the first candy was a sweet treat for the gods. The earliest known candy dates back to ancient Egyptians around 2000 BCE. But this wasn't your average lollipop. It was a sophisticated concoction of honey, fruits with figs, dates, and nuts. The sweet mixture was hardened into a candy-like form and was often used in religious ceremonies as offerings to the gods. These early candies were a far cry from the mass-produced sweets we have today. They were handmade and considered a luxury, primarily enjoyed by the wealthy or reserved for sacred occasions. It wasn't until the 16th century, when sugar became more widely available in Europe, that candy making began to evolve into the art form we would recognize today. Number 4. The world's oldest candy store has been delighting customers for nearly 2 centuries. The oldest continuously operating candy store in the world is the oldest sweet shop in England, located in Padley Bridge, North Yorkshire. Established in 1827, this charming shop has been satisfying the sweet tooth of generations of locals and tourists alike. Walking into this store is like taking a step back in time with its traditional decor and shelves filled with classic British sweets. This historic establishment has witnessed significant changes in the world of confectionery, from the introduction of chocolate bars to the invention of countless new candy varieties. Despite the ever-evolving candy landscape, the oldest sweet shop has remained a beloved institution and a testament to the enduring appeal of simple, well-made sweets. Number 3. Willy Wonka's magical candy was actually born from a movie marketing deal. Many of us who grew up reading the book or watching the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory have wondered if the fantastical candies were inspired by a real-life candy company or the other way around. This is a case of life imitating art. The Willy Wonka Candy Company was created as a marketing tool for the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The film's producers convinced the Quaker Oats Company to finance the movie in exchange for the rights to use the Willy Wonka name for a line of candy. This clever marketing strategy brought a fictional world of Willy Wonka to life for candy lovers everywhere. While the initial Wonka bar didn't quite take off, the brand went on to produce iconic candies like Everlasting Gobstoppers and Nerds. Willy Wonka Candy Company is now part of Ferrero Group, which is one of the biggest candy companies in the US, capturing about 20% of the market for sugar candies. Nerds alone generate about $500 million in annual sales. Number 2, a dentist actually co-invented cotton candy. It sounds like a joke, but it's true. One of the inventors of the sugary confection we know as cotton candy was a dentist. In 1897, Dr. William Morrison, a dentist from Tennessee, partnered with a local confectioner, John C. Wharton, to design and patent a machine that created what they called fairy floss. The machine worked by heating sugar in a spinning bowl that had tiny holes in it, forcing the melted sugar out into fine, airy strands. They introduced their invention at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, where it was a massive hit, proving that even dentists can't resist the allure of a sweet treat. And I'm sure all that increased sugar consumption did wonders for his dental practice, too. Our fifth and final fun fact for today: while some artists work in oils and others might work with clay, there are still some other artists who work in candy, specifically jelly beans. Instead of paint or tiles, the artist Kristen Cummings uses thousands of jelly beans as her medium to create vibrant and complex mosaics. As the official artist for the Jelly Belly Candy Company, Cummings has crafted incredible candy-coated masterpieces ranging from portraits of historical figures and animals to stunning recreations of famous works of art like Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa and Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night. She uses the vast palette of jelly beans colors just as a painter would use pigments, relying on the distinct hue of each bean to form the details of her images. From a distance, her work looks like textured paintings, and it's only upon closer inspection that you realize the entire image is composed of candy. The process is incredibly painstaking and requires immense patience and a steady hand. For each piece, Cummings first paints a color map of the image onto a canvas, then she meticulously glues each individual jelly bean into place one by one, ensuring the color and orientation are perfect. A single large-scale artwork can take over 50 hours to complete and may contain anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 jelly beans. Her work is a brilliant example of how creativity can transform an everyday treat into a unique and impressive form of art. Time for some news you can use. Here's a sweet tip for your kitchen. To keep your brown sugar soft and prevent it from turning into a hard, unusable brick, simply place a slice of bread into the container with the brown sugar. The brown sugar will absorb the moisture from the bread, keeping it soft and ready for your next baking project. This works because brown sugar's softness comes from its molasses content, which has a higher moisture level than white sugar. When exposed to air, this moisture evaporates, causing the sugar to harden. The bread provides a source of moisture for the sugar to absorb, maintaining its soft texture. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked if giving a child a sugary treat truly leads to a sugar high and a burst of hyperactivity. The answer is that it's largely a fallacy, based on a mix of some scientific missteps and powerful psychological factors. The most significant catalyst for the sugar hyperactivity myth was the work of Dr. Benjamin Feingold, a pediatric allergist in the 1970s. Dr. Feingold proposed that food additives, specifically artificial colors and flavors, were a major cause of hyperactivity in children. His Feingold diet, which eliminated these additives, became incredibly popular. While Dr. Feingold's primary targets were artificial ingredients, the diet naturally cut out many highly processed, sugary foods and drinks that were loaded with them. Because of this, the public began to conflate the effects of all these eliminated ingredients, and sugar quickly became the primary suspect in the public consciousness. Even though the theory wasn't initially about sugar, it laid the groundwork for the idea that a child's diet could directly and immediately impact their behavior. Since then, multiple controlled scientific studies have failed to find a direct link between sugar consumption and hyperactive behavior in children. Anecdotes supporting the idea of a sugar high are likely the result of a confirmation bias. Because people expect to see hyperactivity after children eat sugar, they attribute any hyperactivity they witness to the sugar. In fact, some studies have shown that parents who believe their child has consumed sugar are more likely to rate their behavior as hyperactive, even when the child was given a placebo. This suggests that the sugar high may be more of a self-fulfilling prophecy, influenced by parental expectations and the exciting situations where candy is often present. Occasions like birthday parties, holidays, and celebrations are already exciting and stimulating for children. The excitement of the event itself, rather than the sugar, is the more probable cause of any energetic behavior. While a balanced diet is always important, you can rest assured that a sweet treat is unlikely to be the sole cause of a child's energetic outburst. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning about candy with me today. Now, since this is still a new podcast, it'd be really sweet if you could help me out by leaving a kind rating or review wherever you're listening. And be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.